All right. Good morning, afternoon, evening to everyone across the world. Welcome. My name is Rob Rodriguez. I'm the Vice President of Sales here at CimCore. For those who might not be familiar with what CimCore is, we're the industry leader in developing security, integrity, and compliance software. Our flagship product, CimTrak, is a real-time file integrity monitoring and system assurance solution that has consistently brought system integrity to the market since 1997. We're here today to talk about Meraki. So in a world where the user-friendly cloud management of Cisco Meraki is unparalleled, we here at SimCore recognize a crucial limitation, which was inability to monitor and be instantly alerted to changes in your Meraki environment. So this blind spot exposes our network's potential risks from undetected, unauthorized, and accidental changes that we have no awareness of. So today we're excited to introduce our newest addition to the CimTrak family, the CimTrak Meraki module. This module is the first in the industry to offer you the capabilities to detect, analyze, and respond to changes in your Meraki environment, ensuring that you have the intelligence necessary to secure it and the rest of your infrastructure against risks. So no one's here to listen to me talk. So without further ado, I'm going to hand this over to our engineer, Justin, who's going to guide you through a live demonstration of CimTrak in action. So Justin, over to you.
Thanks, Rob. Getting my screen shared here. So, first, what we're going to do is actually make some changes in a Cisco Meraki environment right now. Have CimTrak go and scan for those changes. And while we wait for those results, I'm going to show you how this gets configured, the type of things we can monitor, and all the settings available. So first, right off the bat, let's head over to my Meraki environment, and we're going to change a couple of things. This is the organization's password policy. Let's just go ahead and disable the lockout and maybe change this to be 365 days. Let's also add a new administrator user. Let's also remove this firewall rule that is currently blocking peer-to-peer and BitTorrent traffic. Let's go ahead and start allowing that on the network and remove it and save. Let's also make a one-to-one NAT. And lastly, let's disable the advanced malware protection for the entire environment. So we made some changes, and just like monitoring other network devices or firewalls, this is on a polling interval. So let's go ahead and tell CimTrak to force sync and go start that scan and wait for the detections. While we wait, let's talk about how we configure this and what it takes to get it complete. So as you know, Meraki is all in the cloud. So to set this up, the collector you have installed would need to be able to reach the internet, or at a minimum, the Meraki API found at meraki.com. To make an API key, you can go to your profile, and there's a section to create one here, and you would copy it. Once you have that, you'd make a new policy, agent lists, and we're going to see Meraki as a new option in the list. Input that key. Now, it's going to pull back every organization. If you have multiple, you would see them listed here. If you just have one organization, you would just see your one. Let's go ahead and open up Ballard Lab. And every organization is going to have two nodes, the configuration node and the network node. First, in the configuration, these are all the settings that we're gathering and organizing and sorting into these separate categories. And there is a lot. Additionally, for each network associated with the organization, you would see listed in the network section, and beneath there, the network configuration and all the settings that we're gathering and monitoring in these nicely, neatly sorted files. And there's a lot. Now, once you configure this to be monitored, Maybe you choose a single organization, multiple, a single network. That granularity is up to you. And it's going to come down to choosing that polling interval. Maybe it's every hour, every day at 5 p.m., every Monday at noon, you choose. And on that interval, that's when CimTrak's going to go out and do the check, reach out to the Meraki cloud, and see what changes have been detected. So let's head back and go to my CimTrak event log and see if the scan's complete. It's still going, but I see we're already detecting some changes. Let's take a look. Looks like the organization admins have changed. We can compare. And look at that. There's Bob, that new admin that was added. And maybe this is a compromised account. Who knows what this new admin might do to your environment. It's nice to have that awareness right away. Login security. This is when we change the password policy. We see that we disable the lockout and we increase the expiration date for the password expiration. I see my network on my SimCore production network has changed. And this was part of the new user I added. I see a new one-to-one NAT has been added, or modified rather. And there's that new hacker NAT we added for that IP address. I see the malware settings have changed, and that's when we disabled the advanced malware protection. So actually, those are the changes, the only 5 changes I made. He's still out there scanning the remainder. Oh, it's complete. But it's that simple. And it fits the workflow with anything else you use in CimTrak, whether it's Active Directory, a Cisco iOS firewall, whatever it might be, all your changes are going to be there in the log. This can get sent out to your external sources like email, syslog, SimSolution, so your team and your SOC teams can have the awareness. Finally, we have the awareness surrounding the changes occurring in your Meraki organization and your Meraki networks and all the things inside. That's it. Pretty simple to set up and easy to get going right away. Now, the coverage is pretty much every setting in Meraki's dashboard you can find. All these things are being gathered using the Meraki API. As long as you have that API key set from an admin user, anything you change in this dashboard is going to change the Meraki configuration, which is what CimTrak's going to detect and alert you on. Any questions surrounding this new feature for Meraki awareness and changes? Feel free to use the Q&A section in Zoom if you have any.
I don't see any coming in right now, Justin.
Okay.
We'll give it a second though. But thanks for that. Thanks for that demo. I feel like every single time I watch you run through that, I learn something new and something new that I could have used as a practitioner. Uh, so I hope everyone can see, everyone on the call can see the value that SimTrack brings to the table, particularly in protecting your Meraki environment against potential threats. So as we wrap up, I want to recap some of the real quick key features that Justin talked about in the demonstration, and we have them here on the screen. Uh, Comprehensive change detection. Before we were invisible, the changes that happened to Meraki's were invisible to us. Before we didn't have a lot of insight into what happened when we weren't watching the Meraki environment. Now we have instant alerts on unexpected modifications to devices. We have incident investigation. If something does happen, we give you a timeline. Justin talked about that a little bit, displaying all the history of every change that happened that helps you do rapid analysis and troubleshooting. We can help you with configuration drift. If you have lots of different Meraki's out there and you want to make sure they're all the same, we can help with that. We can make sure you're not changing from the baseline that you have put out there as authoritative. We can help you with unauthorized change prevention. You can receive alerts on any unapproved device modifications that happen, and that's huge, especially for our network gear, and especially for something like the Meraki's that are protecting our critical assets. Lastly, compliance and auditing. You get access to detailed logs of every single change that you can show uh, to regulators, to auditors, to whatever. We do have a quick question here. I'm going to open this up and we see. We have a question, how will it be priced? This could be priced like every other CimTrak device. If you have specific questions on that, you can reach out to your rep and talk about that. There's lots of different tiers, lots of different things that go into that, but it's going to be pretty standard with everything else. Um, we have another question. Can this monitor Meraki switches, cameras, access points, other devices? I don't. Justin, you want to throw
Yeah,
jump
I
up
could
on that
touch on
one?
that. That's a great question because I know I talked about the firewall, but Meraki has tons of devices, cameras, access points for Wi-Fi, switches, you name it. And turns out all these configurations are also right here in the dashboard. So no matter what devices you have registered in your organization, we can capture all the settings for those items as well, as it's all in the same place. So no matter what is in your environment, as long as it's something Meraki and in your organization that you have CimTrak connect to, we can monitor all those settings as well.
Awesome. Another one that says, how fast can it alert? Justin, that's another one for you.
So this isn't real time, but you can set that polling interval to be every 3 minutes, every 5 minutes. It is configurable. The scans are actually very quick. If I go back and look at my environment, my scan only took 2 minutes and 20 seconds to complete. So I guess in this scenario, you want to be at least above 2 minutes. So although it's not real time yet, uh, you can set a very short polling interval and it'll check on that interval you choose.
Awesome. Any questions? If there's any more, go ahead and type them in. Um, I don't see any coming in right now, but we're going to wrap this up. But before we conclude, I want to emphasize that the CimTrak Meraki module is purpose-built for you and your Meraki. It's as quick and easy to deploy as your cloud process was. It's built that way. It should be up and running in less than 30 minutes. This is quick to do. It's quick to use. It's quick to deploy. And it's quick to get actionable data out of. If you want to know more, if you have any questions, if you need more information, feel free to leave a comment here, or you can reach out to us at Meraki@cimcore.com. I want to express my gratitude to each of you for joining today. Your time and attention are appreciated. We look forward to the opportunity to revolutionize your approach to Meraki security and change management with CimTrak. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you for your time.